The thing that everybody's talking about is Tank came out and said he was gonna retire. Is that really happening?
That's his decision.
Yeah,
that's his decision. I can understand where he's coming from, though. I totally can understand.
Like, I have a house on the island. Y'all won't see me again. Type shit.
Dude, Tank doesn't punch that hard. Tank really doesn't punch that hard. It's just he lands a clean shot, and a lot of us are either too small or completely dehydrated.
Boxing has changed, and regardless of what a fighter accomplishes, fans are never completely satisfied. According to Leonard Ellerbe, this can be frustrating for someone like Tank, who has dedicated so much to the sport, while Davis is still at the top of his game. The pressure and expectations may be pushing him toward an early retirement from boxing.
He changed his life. He's definitely very confident that he looks at a lot of things differently now than he did probably 6-7 years ago. You know, and that's the whole maturation process of men and women. You know, you grow as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm sure that probably has a lot to do with his mindset.
So he is serious about retiring.
If that's what he said.
Yeah.
And we all heard him.
Yeah.
Right.
He hasn't told you anything about it?
No.
When you first heard it, was you shocked, or you kind of...
Not at all.
You knew it was coming?
Well, because boxing is different. Boxing is different. It's different. The fans, not all, but they're never gonna be satisfied. I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
It's never good enough what you do.
Yeah, no matter what you do.
And so sometimes that can be frustrating, annoying, but his decision is more about what he said it was about. You know, it's more to life than just something that you do for a living.
Yeah. And the fans don't want you to...
They think that because, you know, and you have a lot of respect for the fans who pay their hard-earned money to see you fight.
Yep.
But you have a life outside of boxing.
Davis had earlier said that he will retire from boxing by the end of 2025, but he has now changed his mind after a bout, with Lamont Roach ended in a majority draw. Timeline. In an attempt to allay the disappointment surrounding his most recent performance, he has decided to prolong his career in response to the surprising result and the accompanying criticism from supporters.
I wanted to ask you, earlier in the year you spoke about retiring after 2025. How does a result that maybe you weren't expecting, or a result that you didn't think you deserved, maybe change the course of your plans for your future?
Yeah, it definitely changed my plans. It definitely changed my plans. I probably got like 4 more fights now, for sure.
Davis has not yet faced elite opponents, according to critics. Fans who are eager to watch him compete against the best in the division have not taken kindly to the claims that he chooses easier fights. The idea that he is picking and choosing opponents has clouded his otherwise stellar record.
Holds all the cards, you know, he's the cash cow, he's the one, like I said, who makes these fights happen. I just think that he should go on ahead and move forward and fight Shakur, and put that Lamont Roach fight on hold. That fight will be there. Lamont Roach is not going anywhere. Lamont Roach now has a lot of fame, a lot of notoriety after this fight. My opinion, I think that Tank should just move on, go forward, and fight Shakur Stevenson and get the fans what they want.
Stevenson Shakur. The WBC lightweight champion has been frustrated by the lack of progress in their fight discussions with Davis. Stevenson claimed that he does not require Davis to further his career and underlined that he cannot wait endlessly for him to agree to A out. This comment emphasizes how difficult it is to set up high-profile bouts in the boxing world nowadays.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then you know, he try to make it seem as though I need him and I don't need him. So
Davis has questioned Stevenson's achievements in reaction to the criticism and demands that he prove himself against top opponents, suggesting that Stevenson hasn't accomplished enough to merit a bout with him. Discussions over the advantages and possible results of a Davis-Stevenson game have been stoked by this back and forth between supporters and experts.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him. Who that? The Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, you know, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football. That shit winning boxing.
This has been supported by Leonard Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, who claims that Tank is capable of defeating elite fighters like Teofimo. Negotiations are more complicated than the public may think, as Lopez Irby clarified that setting up such high-profile conflicts takes time and mutual consent from both parties.
I'm very, very confident Tank beats all those guys. All those guys. You name, any of them you name, Tank can beat them.
Where would a fight with like a Devin Haney or a Teofimo Lopez sort of sit on the grand scheme of his schedule?
I don't think that you can put a timeline on that kind of stuff because the big fights happen when they really make sense for both sides. And, you know, I know the fans get a little impatient at times, and that's understandable because they don't really understand how the business goes. You know, Tank's coming off of a fight where, you know, he's made tens of millions of dollars, and Tank alone has been generating, you know, 8-figure revenue every single fight. Tank makes you an offer, it's probably not going to be what you expect because you get paid on what you kind of weigh. Tank is here, and the other guys are there, and I'm solely talking about generating the revenue.
Although there have been rumors of a fight between Davis and Devin Haney, there are no hard indications that it will happen anytime soon. Some bouts aren't ready, according to LB, at the moment, and underlined that Davis is unwilling to accept a pay reduction in order to help arrange any fight, underscoring the costs associated with planning big bouts.
Was there any talks at all with Team Haney after both of their last fights in April and May? You know, just because after both of their fights, their schedules were cleared and they're the two top lightweight.
And as I would say, some of those fights aren't ready at the moment. That's the best way to put it. Some of those fights aren't ready at the moment, and I think you can read between the lines. And one thing I do know, Tank Davis is not going to be taking no pay cut to do anything. He's the boss. So, again, is that all those guys are terrific fighters. I ain't got to call their names. They all are terrific fighters. They fight their behind off, but at the end of the day, Tank's that dude.
The mental and emotional toll that professional boxing can have on athletes is highlighted by Davis's open declaration.
Fight fans listening to the moment, Tank Davis says that grease got into his eye, which made him take that knee in round 9, and then listen in as the fans immediately turn on Tank and start booing him. I have one question for Tank. Tank, we have female boxers. I couldn't find any evidence of them taking a knee.
I just got my hair done 2 days ago and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts.
That he intends to retire, citing his dissatisfaction with various aspects of the sport, calling boxing garbage, and indicating a desire to step away from the limelight in favor of personal endeavors and family time.
I'm out of it.
After our second fight. You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Beyond his boxing career, Davis has demonstrated little interest in coaching.
I'm trying to get so much out this and get away from it. Like, I have a house on an island. Y'all won't see me again type shit. Like, that's how I'm trying to beat. I'm trying to beat all this type shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be around this too much longer. I don't even want the spotlight. Y'all can have it.
Or promoting up-and-coming fighters. He declined to sign prospects for GTD promotions when asked about the possibility. Reiterating his decision to completely disassociate himself from boxing, this shows a clear intention to disengage from boxing-related activities after retirement.
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything?
Fed up with
Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Ellerbe? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like say you got to swap today.
Mont Roach fight, fans expressed their displeasure, particularly with Davis's justification for taking a knee because he had grease in his eyes. Some fans also brought up the fact that female fighters had faced similar circumstances without using such tactics, which led to more criticism and alcohol being thrown at Davis during the event.
So you see a lot of athletes announce retirement and then come back, or announce retirement and then don't retire. How realistic is this?
It's real.
Has it changed? Have you been have you had any thoughts like, maybe I was tripping a bit?
Yeah, I do be having those thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's also too, I want to get myself together though.
Which is much more important.
Yeah, I really want to get myself together, like not retire, but take a break, you know. But the only thing is, I don't really want to do is like other stuff I need to work on, you know, like being more there for my kids, going to school, you know, just building myself up as a person, you know what I mean, as a great human being. That's what I'm focusing on.
How soon is it going to be before you're done? Because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished with some big fights out there for you to get?
It's close, for sure. It just, I don't know, it's a little draining. I just want to step back for a little bit and, just focus on me personally. You know, I feel like I've been doing this for some time now, and I just want to give myself a break and focus on just me as a human being, me as a father, me as a son, and things like that.